So it is now Monday, February 10th. We're almost halfway through this month, which is like kind of sort of a lot crazy. This weekend, I really need to get better at doing my homework and stuff, you guys. I didn't do any of it again. And I didn't even talk to my mentor. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I was having anxiety about the thought of even talking to her. So I didn't, which isn't good. So that's where we're at with that. So, what was I gonna say? This past weekend, I don't even know what I did, honestly. Like, I relaxed a lot. On Friday we had to go back to the car dealership because they wanted us to sign some new papers. They found somebody else to finance the car, which will save us money, so we had to go re-sign papers. So we did that. On Saturday, it was just kind of like a relaxing day, I guess. I'm trying to think. We did that on Saturday. We came in here. You guys saw that part already. We came in here. We set up the corner desk. So we did that, and my husband went and found some steel-toe shoes, which he'll be getting, I think, today. He doesn't have to pay for them. His company will pay for them, but he had to find some. And other than that, we just kind of chilled. Sorry, my eyes. So, and also Saturday night, I re-signed up with Weight Watchers. Now I'll go like into more detail in a different video because I am gonna start doing like a fitness Friday kind of a thing, where I go over everything and my goals and stuff like that. But just a brief thing about Weight Watchers. I did Weight Watchers last year for about 2 months. I started at the beginning of the year when I was pregnant, and it wasn't necessarily to lose weight while pregnant, but I started it then to just kind of get a handle on what I was eating. I did end up losing weight while I thought I was pregnant. And then I ended up losing the baby, and I fell into a really big depression like anyone would. And I didn't do it anymore. And so I canceled it because like I just wasn't in the headspace to do it anymore. And so finally I'm kind of back in the headspace where I'm like, I can do this. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it again. My husband's not doing it this time. He'll be eating like the same stuff I eat and things, but like he's not actually going to count points and stuff. He thinks that, which I agree, him working in the warehouse will do just fine for him. So with that being said, part of my like, it's not going to be on weekends, I don't think, but while I'm here at school, I will show you guys kind of what I'm eating to kind of help with my weight loss. Right now I'm just kind of going through what I have in my fridge. I'm going to finish this stuff up. And any like breakfast foods I have here before I start like making meal prepping like breakfasts to bring here. I just want to have everything else kind of gone. And so I am having a Premier Protein drink, which I might keep getting these because these are only 2 points for the entire thing. So I'll probably keep getting these. And it's not too bad, like the chocolate flavor. Now this is the one I was shocked on. There's other yogurts that like are not as point heavy, but this one's pretty point heavy. So it's the Great Value Original Peach Low Fat Yogurt, 6 ounces. This is 7 points. So right here, we're looking at a 9-point breakfast. So I didn't think it was gonna be quite that high, but it is. And like I said, I'll go into more detail about like, cause it's now called My WW, and there's like different colors, and I'll go into what color I'm using, I am on, the plan I'm on, how many points I have, and all that stuff in a video that you will see on Friday. Not the Friday, like the 14th on Valentine's Day, but like the following Friday. And again, I'll explain all of that when I film this week, when I do like my weigh-in and stuff. So, with that being said, let's actually go over what I'm going to be doing today. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do my fundamentals class because they need to finish up like these, like a couple worksheets in the workbook. So I think I'm going to have them do that. So that'll be a pretty easy day for them. But then what I'm going to do, give me just a sec here. As always, we're going to start with a bell ringer, and it's just kind of review of some things that they need to remember about point and slope form, because we've already gone over point and slope form, but I'm going back and we're redoing a few things so that they can get it a bit better. They also said that they didn't need to review slope intercept form, but I'm like, we might need to kind of go over that, rehash that. I can't remember where I got this from. I'm trying to look it up. Julie Faulkner. No, that's the cover art. Amazing Mathematics on Teachers Pay Teachers is where I got all this. So we're going to start off with a warm-up, a point slope form warm-up, which is just review of slope intercept form. And so they'll be getting this, and we'll be doing this kind of together and stuff where they just have to look at the line and write the slope intercept form. And then they have to write an equation given like a few different things. And so we're going to do this together first. So there's going to be that first. And then we're going to go through this like flip book. So it's just about point and slope form. It has the formula on the front. And then on the inside, there's just different ways of, so like given a point and given a slope, putting in point slope form, given 2 points, and then putting in slope point form. And then when you're given point slope form, graphing it, knowing how to graph it. So we're going to go through those 3 things, and then that's probably all the time we're going to have, actually. If we have more time, we'll do the homework worksheet for it, but with this flip book. So I'm going to give them all this, because this is why we're probably not going to have time, because we're going to fill it out like this, and then they have to cut it out and staple it and stuff like that. So they have to put together their own booklets. So that's the plan for today, and I'm ready to go. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm also going to go work out at the gym today. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I really want to start lifting 3 days a week and then cardio 3 days a week. But I don't think that's going to happen. That water looks gross. I need to redo that. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. Hey. Hello. It's Tuesday, and I'm home, and it's actually 8:19. I was going to film at school, but I didn't have any time this morning. I had a meeting before school, and then after school, I was trying to find a teacher who had already left, and then my kids came in, and I wanted to go home because I was exhausted, and everything like that. I can show you possibly tomorrow if I have time. Well, we did it today. We worked more with point slope form, so we did like a worksheet together as a class, and then I gave them a graphing, like getting their ordered pair and their slope just from the so kind of like reverse plugging in to point slope form. They had to pull out their point from the point slope form, their slope, in order to graph a line and kill zombies with it. And I thought that was lots of fun. So we did that. And then in my fundamentals class, I gave them one more day to finish the workbook that they needed to finish. And if they finished, they got to do a order of operations coloring sheet. So that's what we did. But I was exhausted today, and I have a story to tell you guys. So yesterday, I came home from work and everything was fine. It was hunky-dory dandy. And then I was snuggling with my son on the armchair. And then before dinner, I decided to come to my bedroom and, for lack of better terms, took off my bra because it was the end of the day and I was done. And as soon as I did that, I started feeling completely itchy. I don't know why, but I was itchy just everywhere. I don't know why that's what triggered it, but it did. And so I go and we have dinner, and after dinner, like, I was really itchy still, and I was like, I'm gonna go take a bath. That was a big no-no. So I went and I took a bath, a nice hot bath, thinking that it would relieve the itch, because that's what I thought would do it. But no, it made it worse, because I guess when you take a bath, like, it opens up your pores, and so, like, things can, like, get into them. Anyway, I ended up getting out of the bath, and within a matter of 10 minutes after me getting out of the bath, I had hives all over me. They kind of started before I got into the bath, and they were, like, progressing even worse in the bath. I didn't know it was hives before I got in. Like, I saw a few, like, bumps, but I honestly thought there was, like, a mosquito or something that got into our house that was living, and it bit me. But it was hives so bad. I had to go to the ER last night, and they had to give me an IV of Benadryl, and they had to give me a steroid and some other medication because my face was swelling up, and my arms, like, it was like complete hives. I couldn't even find a vein in my arms. I had to put the IV in my hand, and it was just awful. So awful. But it stopped itching. They were starting to kind of go away when I was at the hospital, but I was exhausted because the Benadryl made me super tired. So I came home and I fell asleep. Well, about 6 hours after I got the Benadryl, they started going away. So around 2 o'clock in the morning, guess what came back? The hives came back. And we didn't have any Benadryl at the house. No, of course not. And so I had to wake up my husband. He decided not to go to work because he was concerned that, like, something might happen. And I'm glad he didn't, because I broke out in hives again. And so he ran to the store. He got me some Benadryl, and then he also got me some, it's an acid reducer, kind of for heartburn. It's a famotidine or something. But I guess heartburn medication also helps relieve hives. And so when you take this in, like, partnered up with Benadryl, it helps out. So he got me that, and so I took some of that, and then I tried to go back to sleep, which I was able to go back to sleep, and they started going away again. And then I go to work, because I'm like, I can't miss work. I need to go to work. So I go to work, and I'm at my meeting, and all of a sudden I start feeling itchy again. And I look down at my arms, and my hives had come back by 8 o'clock in the morning. So 6 hours from when I got the Benadryl at the hospital, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And by 8 in the morning, I had hives again. And so it ended up being like a 6-hour thing. So I went to my classroom. Thankfully, I brought my medication with me. And I took some more Benadryl. So, like, I'm just taking Benadryl. And I'm trying to work, and I'm trying to not be exhausted while I'm working, because I'm taking all this Benadryl, but I'm exhausted. And I keep teaching, and it's fine. But then by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, guess what comes back again? My hives. In that time, though, Chris did bring me, I found last night that frankincense oil and lavender oil with some fractionated coconut oil, I put that where, like, it was itching, and it relieved the itch, and it kind of made the hives go away a little bit. The Benadryl is really what made the hives go away. So I'm really into oils and stuff, but sometimes modern medications is where it's at. And so he brought that to my work so I could put that, like, on my arms and stuff, because they were so itchy. But yeah, by 2 o'clock, my hives had come back, and so I took some more medication. So I was tired again. Well, I was tired all day. So by the time I got home, I was exhausted. and I fell asleep. But can you guess what came back at 8 o'clock tonight? The hives. They came back. So I'm going to end up calling a doctor and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I sent a message to my family saying, hey, what is everyone allergic to? Because maybe I'm allergic to the same thing, because I can't think of anything in my schedule that has been different. And so I don't know what it is that's causing these hives. And that kind of concerns me a little bit. So I think I'm going to go see a doctor, and I'm probably going to have to see some kind of like, get like the testing to see like what I'm allergic to. But like you can see, like they're not as bad right now. But those are hives. Those be my hives. Right there. We love hives. And they're all over my stomach and stuff. They're all over. So, but then I also found out that I am being observed tomorrow, and so I needed a lesson plan for tomorrow. So I came home and I did type those out. So I have my lesson plans ready to go tomorrow, because I couldn't do what I was planning on doing at first. I have to do something different. But I figured it out, and hopefully it goes okay. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is that it doesn't go super great, and I get to set goals to make improvements, and that's okay. And I'm okay with that right now. And then tomorrow I have a tips meeting. So maybe I'm allergic to my meetings, because something always bad happens either on my meeting day or around my meeting day. Like, I think I'm allergic to meetings. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Chris is probably gonna come out of the shower here. I just want to update you on today and last night and be like, hey, my life is exciting, and it's the way it is. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hello. Little update from my story time last night. I didn't break out in hives again since yesterday, but my face is very red today. But I'll take red cheeks over hives all over my body any day. I've been working on, it's my prep time right now, and I've been working on cleaning off my desk and going through things and working on IEP stuff, and I figured I'd give you guys an update about today. So I was observed during first hour today. And so I was saying yesterday how I had to completely revamp everything I was doing, because I have to actually teach a lesson during this observation. So I had to type up a lesson plan, which I did last night, and I gave it to my coworker Brenda this morning. I was like, is this lesson plan good enough for this observation? She looks at it and she's like, Amy, she's like, this is, and I used a template. It wasn't this huge thing, but Pocketful of Primary sells these lesson planning templates, and so I used that. So it wasn't that big of a deal. It was me just filling in the blanks kind of a thing. But I was like, is this all the information I need on here? Because every lesson plan, people want different things. So I just wanted to make sure. She said it was fine. But what we ended up doing, I'll show you kind of, is I got this, again, off of TPT, you guys. TPT is my jam. This was, I think it's from the store, Is This For a Grade? That's what it's called. It's honestly not the best, but in a pinch, it worked for me today. So there were two different options to kind of put on the inside, kind of a thing, but it's just this foldable that it folds like this, so you have to cut, it's not a full paper size, so you have to cut along it and then fold on these edges, and then you fill out the front part with the two different examples with parallel and perpendicular lines. So you do that, and then you open it up, and then there's some more examples and a little note thing saying how to know if it's parallel lines or perpendicular lines. So we filled this out, and then I gave them a worksheet that they were supposed to work on with partners, but it was a little late, lesson, and it really took longer than I thought it would. And then there was a exit ticket that they had to do, so I had them do the exit ticket, and so they didn't really do the partner work kind of a thing. I try to squeeze a lot in, and the main thing that I got is They were very invested in the lesson at the beginning. They were very invested at the end, but in the middle there was kind of like a lag. And then how I just ask a question and people answer, but it's usually just like one or two people and it's not everyone. And so I need to start calling, just not even doing that, like asking different people constantly. And so what I might end up doing is I might get like, to make sure I'm like distributing everything, I might end up before class each day getting like a post-it note or something and putting it like on my iPad or something around my iPad, or like on a table next to me or something, so that I know how many times I'm asking people questions, so I'm not asking people the questions all the time. However, if there's one student that I'm like concerned about like not getting the material, I can call on them more than the other students to just make sure that they're getting it, kind of a thing. So that's the goal of what I have. I also got my letter of intent today, you guys, so I don't know if that means I'm coming back next year, or I am. I'm pretty sure I am. But here in the state of Utah, your first 3 years in any school district is a provisional type thing. So you're not necessarily guaranteed. You're not guaranteed your job every year for the first 3 years. Your fourth year, once you get into your fourth year, then you're tenured and you're pretty much guaranteed your job. But the first 3 years, they're, if they need you or not. But from everything I've gathered, like numbers are going to grow next year. Like they're going to actually add another co-taught math class. And so I'm trying to figure out like what's going to happen. Like we might end up having to give the new teacher the fundamentals class, and we'll have to kind of discuss all that. And so they have some freshman fundamentals, and then I do math 1 and then they do math 2, kind of a thing, because they'll do the co-taught, and honestly they could get away with having just 2 classes of math 2, depending on whether or not those resource students move on or not, kind of a thing. So we'll make it work, and it'll be fine. But just with numbers of students coming in, I'm pretty sure I'm just definitely going to come back, and I'm still going to have a full-time job, which is nice for me. So, but that's pretty much everything that's gone on today. I did find out, like, I had these Takis under my desk, and it was pretty much full. And I had a student today that was like really hungry. He's like, oh, I had these Takis and I can give him some Takis. Pulled them out from under my desk. The box is completely empty. I have people stealing food. And it's one of those things like, ask. Just ask. I'm more than willing to give. Just ask. And so I ended up giving him one of my yogurts. But like, I also have a student who is getting this drink if he earns it every week, and the drinks are being stolen. And so, and I know they are because I've only given him 3, and I had my fridge full of them. They're gone, pretty much. So I'm not going to keep purchasing them, and we're going to have a meeting about that kind of tomorrow. But yeah, I don't want to end this on a downer. Like, it's been a really good day. For the most part, like, there's been the typical, just getting my students to get their work done kind of a thing, where they're just not motivated to do anything. But for the most part, it's been a really good day, and I've enjoyed it. And I've really enjoyed not having hives all over my body and being super itchy all day. It's been really nice. And for the most part, my observation went, like, really, really well, kind of a thing. Like, there's just a few minor things that I could, like, improve on, and that felt good, that I was doing a good job. I'm gonna let you guys go. I do have a meeting tonight until like 6 p.m. So I have to go to a meeting after school, and I won't get home till probably like 6:30. But that'll be fine. So I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow, Thursday, and then it'll be Valentine's Day, and we're gonna have a blast on Valentine's Day. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hello. Okay, so here I am after school in my car, ready to go home. Like, I haven't picked up my camera at all today, so I'm gonna pick it up and talk to you guys for just a hot second here. So I was here early this morning because I had a book study group. We've been reading the book Hacking Assessments. I'm going to be 100% with you guys. I have not really read much of the book this year because I've been so busy with everything else that's been going on that I haven't even gotten to reading the books. And so, but I still go to the study group so that like I can glean some of what it's talking about, kind of a thing. So that's how I started my day, which was early. The meeting was at 7. Then, in general, it was a good day. We reviewed for a test in one of my classes. We've continued working on point slope form in my other classes. Next week we're gonna move on to parallel and perpendicular lines, stuff like that. But what I really wanted to talk about today, like for just a hot second, just a second here, is I know I'm a first year teacher. Like I'm not oblivious to that fact at all. But I can honestly say that I have truly poured everything that I could this year into what I do and into my students, and I'm not gonna cry. And I gave them everything I possibly could. Now I know I'm sure there's more I can give, but until you learn the skills, like actually in practice of teaching, you can't necessarily give those skills. And you can't give that of you if you don't know how to give that of yourself, if that makes sense. But I've given everything. And I found some stuff out today about some students for next year that I don't agree with. And I don't like, in the fact, like to the point where it's almost setting some students up to fail. And I can't back that. Like, it's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do about it. But like, I don't see why somebody would want to do that to a student or to their own child or anything. So there's a situation like that going on where I'm just like, what the heck? And like, I pour everything I can, and I want to see my students succeed. So my students might not truly think that. But everything I do, every decision I make, everything that we do in our class, I do have a purpose for. And it's not just for fluff and stuff like that. Like, even the worksheets that we've been doing these past few weeks and just really driving home what we're trying to learn, there's been reasons for that. And it frustrates me. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go home and be with my family. And so I will talk to you guys later. Hello, it is actually Sunday, and I didn't film anything on Friday to close out the week of teaching, and so I figured I'd just give you a brief explanation on Friday for me. So Friday, it was Valentine's. Happy late Valentine's, everyone, because this is probably going to go up either like really late tonight or early on Monday morning. So on Friday, I joined classes with my coworker, Brenna, and we had a Valentine's like math activities. We had 4 that were there. They had to do one of them, and if they had time, they got to choose one of the other 3 to do. Not many students actually got to choosing. They pretty much just finished the one that they had to do, but that's okay. So they had to find the area of a heart, and it came with like 2 worksheets. One of them, they had to cut out like this square and this circle and this ruler. And we went over that, in order to find the area of a heart, they had to combine 2 different shapes. So it was like geometry and finding area and stuff like that. And so they did that. The other worksheets, one of them was about time. And so they had to like put like a paper clip in the middle to like be a spinner. And it started at 8 in the morning, and they would spin it. And there was like 4 different options of like time that it would take to deliver something on Valentine's Day. So like if it started at 8 in the morning and they got the 85 minutes, they would have to say that it took them 85 minutes and then what time it was afterwards. So it would be 9:25 afterwards. And then they would start over. So then they would put 9:25 as their start time, spin, let's say 10 minutes. So they say it took them 10 minutes to deliver the next thing. And so now it is 9:35. And so they had to work with time on that one. The next one was like a dinner date kind of a thing. So you had to figure out which restaurant was a better option to go to. And so it gave you 2 restaurants and the food that you ordered and the prices that it was. And you had to add up the prices of the food. But then there was a discount. Then you had to, it gave the percentage of the discount. You subtracted that from your total price. But then you had to add back in your taxes and your tip and stuff like that. And so they had to work with percentages and multiplying and adding and subtracting and all that stuff. And so that was the other worksheet. And the last one was just like an order of operations worksheet about different math facts. So it gave a bunch of different, like, not math facts, Valentine's facts. So it gave just a bunch of different, like, Valentine's Day is February, and then it gave like this order of operations sequence that they had to do in order to figure out that it's the 14th. So those were the 3 ones that they could have chosen, but they had to do the heart one. So that's what we did on Friday. Chris also came in and brought me roses, and that was a really sweet treat. And he left saying, my oldest son is autistic, and he'll like talk all the time, just talk. And he came in, and I asked him later, I'm like, because first I was combined with another class, so it wasn't like a normal class. It was a little chaotic, a little more chaotic than it normally is, because it was kind of just a activity that they were doing kind of on their own, and we were walking around just answering questions and helping them and stuff like that. And he's like, it was like a classroom full of coals. They just all were talking. He's like, it wasn't like a normal high school classroom that I would expect to go into. And I was like, well, first of all, it never really is a normal high school classroom, my room. And that's okay. I love my classroom, and I love how it can get chaotic sometimes, and I love that they actually can work too. Like, I love my students and my classroom and just the atmosphere that it is and everything. So that didn't bother me at all. But it was just, he was a little shocked of what it is. He goes, no wonder why you're so tired every single day. I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm tired. And then we ended up going to Pizza Pie Cafe for dinner on Friday, which isn't necessarily part of the school day, but that's how we treated our 3 kids for Valentine's Day, which it was fun because they each got from school like a free Pizza Pie Cafe. It's kind of like CC's. So they got like a free voucher, and so we just paid for my husband and myself and their drinks. I got a water cup because nobody wants to spend points on soda. And so they had a lot of fun for that, and so it was a really good day on Friday, and it was a great way to just kind of end the week. This upcoming week, I have 3 IEPs. 2 of them, one of them is just a reevaluation meeting. One of them is an IEP with a reevaluation, which I'm really kind of confused about it. And one of them is just a normal IEP meeting. But as soon as I'm done with these 3 IEPs, then I am like done with IEPs for the year, except for my 2 seniors, which I need to start getting going on that next week. My 2 seniors that I have in my caseload. But I've made it. I've done all the IEP meetings. I've made it, and I feel like I am doing, like, yeah, there's a third of the year left pretty much. Like, it's crazy. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna edit this probably tonight, so like I said, it might come up late tonight or early tomorrow. And then this week, just letting you guys know if you made it to this point, woo, yay for you. There's gonna be 2 other videos coming out. One of them is gonna be about doTERRA oils. I don't sell or anything like that, but I love just educating about oils and how I use them and how they benefit my life. And I am not one of those like all oil people. Like, I am taking a prescription steroid right now. Today's my last day. I went to the ER last Monday. Like, I'm not like all just holistic where I'm not going to go see doctors. There's a place for the holistic stuff, and there's a place for the modern medicine stuff. And so just finding that combination that works for you is what is, and doing what's best for you is what you do. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.